Hello and welcome to the Inspiration Reports. Lee and Sean will be starting in just a few moments. Make sure you grab yourself a nice beverage and get ready to be inspired. All right, once again, welcome to the Inspiration Reports. What up, Sean Brown? How you doing, buddy?
What up? Hey,
You doing all
buddy.
right?
Happy end of February. Happy
Yeah,
end of February.
yeah, definitely. And we are missing our good pal Jose Gutierrez today. He has a lot of work to do at this coffee shop that he owns. So we wish him the best on a big shipment that he's got coming in today. But other than that, you've been doing all right, bud? Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Yep.
Yeah,
A
heck
little
of a
late. We're a little late on love this month, right? A
Yeah,
little late on love.
no problem. You know, we had a lot of stuff going on in February, and unfortunately, we're not going to be here in March. So this kind of covers February and March. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, any newbies out there, we'd like to thank you for joining us and let you know that Sean and I are innovation catalysts. So we help people in our day jobs. We help people think differently about their businesses. We help brainstorm new ideas and this is something that we've done since when? 2020, Sean? This is our 40th show, if you can believe it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crazy stuff. So we love doing this because we want to inspire you. We want you to use the content that we present and take it, be inspired, think about how it could transform the things that you're working on. And Sean Brown has cultivated us an amazing report today. So thank you for that, Sean. You
You
really
bet. Thank
dig
you very
deep.
much.
What are your sources? I mean, where are you going for all this good stuff?
Oh my gosh, Lee.
And I know it's
I
got to be
had just
Instagram because I get so many cool posts through Instagram. You probably have a lot of those, right?
hunt on Instagram and the algorithm is working really well, right? I get served up a bunch of stuff from I mean, honestly, there has to be 50 different sources that I get on top of newsletters. And I was going to get rid of them a couple of years ago during the pandemic. I'm like, how many email newsletters am I getting? And it was 33, but I never got rid of any. And I certainly don't read them all, but I scan the headlines and I absolutely will look at least a couple times at every newsletter throughout the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. And we all, of course, we have some really great sources through our audience members. Thank you, Laura Simpson, always send us some great stuff. Thank you, Barry Jacobson, for sending us really great stuff. So also Sacagawea out there. Thank you, Juliet, for always posting some stuff for us. So anytime you see anything you think will inspire someone else, please send it to us, and we will definitely include it in our report. So you ready to get rolling here, Sean?
Ready to go, buddy.
All right. So this is a little bit of inspiration in the box to help you see outside of yours. Of course, your hosts, Lee and Sean. We are in our basement, similar to Wayne and Garth here. We will try not to step on the duct tape or do anything like that. We have a little bit more of advanced setup since our first show, since we were on show 40, so hopefully that won't happen. Again, Jose will not be joining us today, but we will see him hopefully next month. And we always have our guidelines and rules. Be positive, be respectful in the chat, share the air with each other, build and yes and. Of course, if you've seen any of this content, please make sure you tell us and the context and all that kind of stuff. And of course, pay it forward. Sean will post our link tree, which has copies of all the articles that we will showcase. And then we're going to have a little bit of fun. So let's get started here. Make sure I've got us in place. All right, so we are starting with the Lego Secret Garden. Yeah, smell the bricks, right, Sean? So this is in London's newest botanical garden in beautiful blooms made of Lego. It is part of the London, let's see, the London Design Festival, and will be happening this September 16th through 24th. And it's basically a new pop up that's entirely free, and it will basically have displays of growing botanical collection, which already boasts 7 sets, and people who go visit will be surrounded by beautiful brick blossoms, as they can also build their own flowers using Lego stems, petals, and leaves, and proudly display their stuff while they're there. So I've got a cool video, Sean, that you got here, so I'm going to go ahead and show that. Here we go.
With me
Cool.
for the Lego Peace Garden in London. If you need some zen in your life, this is the place for you. There's the flower building area where you can build a beautiful bloom that will get added to our awesome flower wall. There are also stunning Lego artworks to bring you some joyful moments of calm. If you missed the event or aren't in London, no problem, you can still build your own zen flowers at home. Here's some inspiration to get you started.
I think the only thing that could break that
Cool.
zen is if somebody actually drops some Legos on the floor, and you're walking around in your socks or something because you had to take your shoes off and you step on it. Yeah,
Right.
that would totally
So
ruin
like
ruin
Lego
that zen
flower
moment.
thorn.
Exactly.
So I literally still have all my Legos. I loved them as a kid
Yeah.
growing up. And we got, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, one of the Harry Potter sets when the girls were younger, actually a little more than 6 years. But I still love putting them together. And we ended up getting a mailer from Lego, and it blew my mind how advanced Legos have come. And like just like the flowers, they have some really cool stuff for adults. It's really
Yeah.
neat.
And it is pretty zen
Yeah.
putting it together. It's the
Yeah,
modern equivalent of doing a cross, or not a crossword puzzle, a an actual puzzle, right? So that's a
totally. Yep.
hobby of a lot of people to do puzzles because it gets them in a zen thing. So here's the thing: you
Yep.
can go to London and get zen with your Legos. All
There
right,
you
a
go.
flight before your flight.
This one's cool. So I'm going to guess most people are really aware of that amazing airport. Is it Singapore? Right? It's like huge waterfall and
Yeah,
natural indoors, and it's an amazing place, right?
yeah,
Well,
indoor plant
Florence,
walls and stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. So Florence, Italy is expanding and updating their international terminal. It's going to have a 19-acre vineyard, which will be set on top and on part of the property. Complete. They're going to have an expert vintner that'll
excellent.
be there. Yep. It's in construction now, expected to wrap up in 2026. And they'll also be kind of beneath the structure in the roof. They're going to have the main central hub will be an Italian style piazza.
I love it.
38 rows of living vineyards will be on the rooftop. And here's the really interesting thing, right? Where the point of us doing this report, right, is the more that you see, the more inspiration you have for
Right?
creative problem solving. Well, I love that the design firm that got involved, New York-based firm Raphael Vinaloy Architects, right? Butchering the pronunciation, but they worked on projects like Tokyo International Forum and Cleveland Museum of Art.
Yeah.
So it's like inspiration coming from other uses to this use, right? It's brilliant. So love it.
Exactly. I wonder when their first vintage will come out, and if they'll have a big event for that. I'll have to fly to Italy to do that.
You're gonna have to double
Amazing.
check their pilots.
You're right. Exactly. Excellent. All right. So next up, if you want a date, you better have a credit score over 675. Actually, not a bad idea. It is a marketing thing
Right.
for the Neon Money Club, a financial platform. It's a dating app is called Score, and it's basically for people with good to excellent credits, and it seeks to help raise awareness about the importance of finances in relationships. So they feel that talking about money is uncomfortable, but really finances can be an important part of developing relationships with people. And many times it's a hard conversation to have, and sometimes it's kind of too late, and then you may be stuck with somebody else's bills for a while. So the app was conceived at last year's Afrotech. It says the Neon Money Club was already looking for a way to address credit health, and it threw in a party and saw that hundreds of people fled the streets of downtown Austin as basically to connect. So as people lined up, they started to ponder if they could use these party goers that would make them feel comfortable talking about finances. So interesting thing. Dating apps have been pretty much the same for a while, so interesting way to kind of put that. There's probably some other crossovers that you could do here. I don't know. I'm a big Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan, and there's one episode specifically that Dennis gets really upset because all the girls are rating him. There's like a rating app kind of thing. So if we couple it with that, maybe it can be pretty effective. So
Lee, I do have to say I am a little disappointed that you did not at least repeat the headline. I was really proud of the headline for this one.
Unless your score is above 65, you're not going to score. Nice.
I would be Magic Mike on this app until they showed my picture.
Yeah.
My credit's great. My credit's
Congratulations.
Great. Anyway. Sorry.
I had to actually buy a truck for my credit to be great. So because I haven't owned a house or owned a new car in so long, my credit wasn't breaching 700, and I had to actually spend a lot of money to buy a truck, and now it has. So congratulations. It just took a big purchase to do that.
Our Hollywood 67 friend saying, just don't take out a loan before the date.
Right.
Loan, L-O-N-E.
Yeah.
Whole new phrase to being alone on the app.
Nice, Petey. Welcome, Petey, by the way. Petey, who is in Chicago currently right now. So hopefully you're staying warm, bud. All right. Don't underestimate coffee and a man band. Not a boy band, a man band.
Excuse me just for 1 second, Lee.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is a paid promotion.
Yeah. So, Duncan, we would welcome your interests in our show. This, I'm sure it's gone all over the place, right? But I've been following Duncan's social creative, which has been really interesting, pretty incredibly active. But man, this campaign, I cannot believe they got Tom Brady to be a part of it. But they are working this thing for all that it's worth. And I have to assume, like, the commercial's awful. I hate it. I can't stand it. But Duncan fans freaking love it.
I don't know. Seeing Ben Affleck act ridiculous was pretty funny for me. And also it was like a 3-parter.
I know.
There was a trailer, a teaser trailer, there was a trailer, and then there was an actual commercial. So I don't know. I got a kick out of it.
And then there's even a long format release, which is like 7 or 8 minutes long. But here's the big thing, right? We can continue to talk about this, but we'll show a video just in case. So they were selling the track suits. It's not the first time Duncan has selectively or specifically put out merchandise at key times and sold it. They sold out of the track suits apparently in about 19 minutes.
Wow.
And they actually released the song on Spotify. Our article is probably about a week or so old, and at the time, 77,000 listeners had already listened to the song on Spotify.
No kidding.
So, just brilliant. And then,
I also want to know: does Ben Affleck actually have that Boston accent? I mean, you're from Boston. Does it sound authentic?
Oh yeah, it totally does.
Okay, I mean, you're not, totally you are from New England, are you not? Or are you just a big New England fan for no reason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grew up in Rhode Island. Yeah.
All right.
So.
Yeah, I remember you posting. I remember you posting something after the what do you call it? The Patriots have been in the Super Bowl like 4 times in a row, and you're like, "Hey everybody, what do I wear for Super Bowl? I just don't know what to wear." I remember that. You were gloating. All right,
let's wear now.
Right, let's see it.
I don't think you should do this. Last year she came to my work. Now I gotta show her what I can do.
He's here.
Affleck on the track.
What up, Bronx? For your consideration, here comes the Boston Massacre. The Dunk Kings. Touchdown Tommy on them keys. Player coach.
Got it.
I'm open. And needs no introduction, my partner.
Sometimes it's really hard to be your friend.
You said you were gonna support me?
Dunk Kings.
Don't go away. My heart. Why you dunking me, girl? Why you dunking?
Dunk Kings.
My heart.
How do you like them donuts? I'm so sorry.
You had to see it, but I forgive you. Lay us on the track.
Are we gonna be on the album?
We talked about this.
Let's go. You're blinded by them pinstripes.
Wrap it up.
Here goes Babe Ruth.
Tom, you can stay.
You remember when I told you I'd do anything for you? This is anything.
Chill. They're naming a drink after us.
Matt David.
It's great.
It's classic. Okay, what I want to know though is what were your most favorite commercials for the Super Bowl? I'm struggling because I watched it on YouTube TV and I think it was a little bit skewed. I saw nothing but programming ads and ads for shows and stuff like that. But I do remember the Mr. T ad. That was pretty good. I definitely remember that one. Any ones that you come to mind, Sean?
You and I were talking on it. Well, okay. So one, in all honesty, no, I can't remember them, but that's part of my comment. Besides this, they just weren't that memorable to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
They just ran together. There were pieces and parts and punchlines, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Really,
so remind us in the chat if we're forgetting ones that were really good, and that way we can also look them up in case we missed them. Because again, I think all the different ways for people to watch the Super Bowl now is kind of making us fractioning us from all talking about the same commercials because we're all seeing a different set of them. So, all right, next up, let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go.
Is this a post blocking track?
This is a post for a track, buddy. This is a great post from our good friend Barry Jacobson. Barry, thanks for posting this. So let's talk a little bit about robots. From shopping robots to traffic managers, these 5 robots could make our life a little bit more easier. So we get philosophical about robots as a species, as humans. It always shows up in science fiction films. I'm a big C-3PO fan. I love TARS. TARS is one of my favorite robots ever from Interstellar. I constantly fight with the AI and on I won't say the word because she'll even respond here, but my G that I say, hey G, what are you doing? And also the S, the Siri and Alex, I don't want to say it because everybody's stuff will go crazy. But yeah, we want robots. I think it's a thing. We love Baymax. I mean, who didn't love Baymax? He was amazing. So if we could have these robots, it would be awesome. So let's just go over these 5 robots that could make our lives easier. The first one is the wildlife monitoring robot. So since climate change and habit destruction is bringing wildlife more into cities, and as cities grow, these problems will get worse. So now we have a bunch of ad hoc tools for detecting the presence of dangerous wildlife, but this particular robot is a mobile, inconspicuous robot designed to continuously patrol the areas between cities and wild spaces for a better solution. So it's capable of maneuvering in rugged trails or even climbing trees, and equipped with a thermal, computer vision, cameras, cellular satellite, and a mesh relay connectivity. So there you have it, your nature robot. I'm not quite sure if it's just going to tell you that the bear is approaching or if it's going to have some bear deterrent on it too.
Well, and let's be honest, that bear picture looks like Jacob from Twilight. So yeah. I'm glad we do have a robot. Right?
He was a wolf, dude. He wasn't a bear.
Whatever.
It's all right. It shows how much I watch Twilight. All right, the next one is a street curb robot. So a city street curbs are more complicated places than they used to be. Rideshare and delivery drivers compete for space with parked cars, scooters, as well as curbside outdoor dining that emerged during the pandemic, of course. So there's an opportunity with all this complexity for robots designed to do 2 things: set up and manage dynamic loading zones for rideshare and delivery drivers during peak hours, and then keep the street and gutters tidy during off-peak hours. So this part-time traffic manager, part-time sweeper will integrate with both driver and autonomous vehicle apps, directing vehicles to specific spaces. And with the right sensors, it also provides cities with important data about waste. They clean up, track storm water runoff, and detect pathogens that can cause waterborne illnesses. Whew, that's a handful.
Just do it all.
Yeah.
They just do it all.
All right, let's see the next one. Autonomous shopping cart robots. The article says, speaking of pathogens, shopping carts are gross. I don't know. Publix always has the wipes. You just clean it up. No big deal. In more than one study, 70% of carts tested positive for bacteria for fecal bacteria.
Hold on.
Great.
Please go back to that percentage. Go back to that percentage reference. What percent tested positive?
70% of carts tested positive for fecal bacteria. Yum. Gosh darn it. I'm definitely using the wipes now at Publix. And more than half tested positive for E. coli. So shopping carts are also a source of injuries to both every year replacing lost and damaged carts. They also pay fines to municipalities for significant numbers of carts that wander away from stores. So these robots, similar to robots that have been working in distribution warehouses for years, following humans through the aisles as they place items into shopping them. So we've already kind of had these in other aspects. The same functionality, which will be especially helpful for older customers or those with disabilities, is entirely transferable to retail environments that they would deliver additional transformative benefits as well. Shopping cart robots will bring the checkout and bagging process into the aisles, tabulating coupons and payments automatically without ever having to unload or reload the item. That to me is kind of cool. It's kind of a one thing. You just put it right, you scan it, put it in the bag, and you don't have to do it anymore. It'll probably be Walmart's what do you call it, biggest nightmare. They have a lot of theft at their self-checkout apparently. So good luck to Walmart. And then it's functionality that Amazon is already piloting with its dash cart technology. Then these robots will also be geofenced within their store parking lot, so they'll never wander off into ditches or under bridges. So let's see if that actually works. This next one is traffic intersection robots. I love the photo that they have for this one. It's hilarious.
Like a second grade class built it.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know, just having those could be really great. It's probably going to see the end to the stoppers at the bus stops that you see in school hours and things like that. They'll fill the gaps between existing signal infrastructure and automatic camera-based enforcement system. This physical presence inside intersections is advantageous as a vantage point for sensing and visually directing complex interactions between drivers, bicyclists, and pedestrians. So could prove to be great. And then these are
to Liz's point, yes, it is a friendly robot.
Yes.
She said, Liz did say it has a smile. Yes. Traffic tickets with a smile.
Well, we have an article, Liz, coming up that's about Google ingesting data from Reddit. So maybe they'll also have a sense of humor and a little bit of sarcasm. All right, this next one is noise canceling dirigible robots. So our cities are getting noisier. So the noise comes from mostly transportation industry and nightlife. So these ones, let's look at the article. It's simply a citywide monitoring system for catching needless noise offenders. That's what they would do. Simply lowering speeds and planting more trees. Is not really the solution. The problem requires many solutions. These dirigible robots will complement these solutions with flexible, dynamic autonomy. While this might sound fantastical, Sony has already applied a patent similar for technology drones like this. So floating and unobtrusive, these fleet of blimp bots will create quiet zones for off-building high-rises, residential neighborhoods, and those that are adjacent to active construction. So really interesting. Not quite sure if they'll just cancel the noise out or how they'll work, but it sounds pretty interesting. Hopefully they won't be listening in though, like our G and our A are already doing. All right,
like
next.
The world's largest white noise machines. Right?
Yeah,
that's what they'll be. Right.
All right, you're up.
Yeah, so I am a huge fan of the Olympics. I love it every year, or every 2 years now. That is one of my personal goals. If I could ever work on one of the Olympic Games, I would love to do that for a period of time, but hope to visit games one time. Really amazing though, with the Paris Games coming up, they're actually taking pieces of the Eiffel Tower and laying them into all three of the gold, silver, and bronze medals. And I just think it's a really neat idea. A little cliche in the message, but at the same time, I think it's pretty brilliant that athletes will, in fact, take a part of Paris home with them, those that actually win.
Yeah.
The Eiffel Tower, for those of you that are unaware of all of its specifics, it is 1,083 feet. And for everyone outside the United States, 330 meters. It's made of 18,038 iron parts. And I did not know this. It was built for, I know it was old, 1889 World's Fair, but it was actually only supposed to stand for about 20 years. So it's continuing. But they, as the last piece here, no pun intended, the last piece here of the story, as the Eiffel Tower goes through renovations and there's pieces and parts that are left over, some of the girders that were swapped out for renovation work, that's where some of the pieces are coming from for the metals. So
Huh.
just thought it's really neat.
Now,
of
see,
making the
if they
metals
had
unique.
combined and got that metal plus the metal from all of the locks that are destroying the bridges in Paris, because, you know, people go and put little love locks and write their names and stuff, and they've had to remove a bunch of them because it's actually, the bridges are so old, they're caving to the weight of the locks. So they should have put some of the
Yes.
locks in there too. Awesome. I love that.
Maybe they'll use them to lock up the metals before they hand them out.
Exactly. Very nice. All right. If you want a new blow dryer, you should look no further than the nearly $600 Dyson hair dryer, which is called, hold on, let me pull up the article here. It is called a Dyson Supersonic. Okay. And it already proved to be a hit. So Dyson is actually releasing kind of a second version of it. And it's a completely redesigned hair dryer. They're calling it the Supersonic R, which definitely looks nothing else like something in the market. It's built like a slim tube reminiscent of a submarine's periscope, or the lowercase letter R, as you see right there, for which it is named. The company engineers have worked on to make this device 20% lighter and 30% smaller than the original Supersonic, making it easier to manipulate and carry for long stretches of time. It weighs 11.4 ounces, which is less than a typical bottle of hairspray. So you may not know it, but Dyson was actually, he went to design school before he was an engineer that made his amazing vacuum. And he decided that it was imperative to basically continue improving on this hair dryer. He said it was partly supported the fact that Dyson committed $630 billion to expand and accelerate its research and development across its beauty portfolio. So branching out from vacuums, right? And it's just amazing. They wrestle with the technology inside the hair dryer, where I'm sure it made just as powerful. Dyson explained that for 30 years, the company has been focused on miniaturizing its device's motors, which is what activates the high velocity airflow. So new hair dryer, you know, Sean, I think you should pick this up. Sorry, I was waiting to say that one.
Well, if I could mount it from my ceiling and walk under it really slow, like the car wash, to blow the water off my hair, that would work.
Well, here's the deal. All right, sorry, I'm going to go ahead and give away another one of the inventions that I want to do, but I want Dyson to do it. But you know, when you go to the air blades in like the rest stop bathrooms, right? Well, I want the air blade for the shower. I want that thing to go whoosh, whoosh, and dry me in a second. You know, like Brave New World style. So Dyson, get busy on that. That would be awesome, right? It would just be like quick dry in the shower.
Wow. There's water reclamation there. There's reduction of toxic chemicals in our water sources. Right?
Yep. You don't have to what do you call it? Wash your towels as often. Come on. It's a win-win, if you ask me.
You're a smart guy. You're a smart guy, Lee.
Yeah, go get it. Let's get this done. All right. Next up, getting kooky for some foot-long cookies.
This one, I don't know. This one just kind of blows my mind a bit. So good for Subway for getting creative, having a little fun. This article was as of February 1st. Subway came out with 3 different options of foot-long snacks called the Sidekick lineup. They literally sold so many cookies that they had to remove them from their app, from their menu online, and it was driving a cookie shortage.
Oh,
because they were selling out of them so much. They also have their Sidekick lineup also has a Cinnabon churro and a soft pretzel from Auntie Anne's.
Nice.
Already exceeding sales. Subway said, so as of February 1st, it had sold more than 3.5 million Sidekick snacks.
Goodness.
Since they were added on January 22nd. So over the course of 2 weeks, America bought 3.5 million of these things. Just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing.
They look good. I haven't had them yet.
Right.
I might try it now. Subway Sidekicks.
See, you're going to get it. You're going to get one. Yes.
I'll probably be out of them wherever I'm going. So awesome. All right, here is an amazing children's hospital. It is the Loma Linda Children's Hospital. It's called Loma Land. It's actually a digital wilderness set in on a 60-foot wide screen where children can create avatar animals that accompany them on their walk towards their procedures and patient rooms with simple interactive touchscreen displays. They can create and personalize their own animal before setting it free to wander and interact with other animals in a vast set in a forest. It is definitely creative and fun and intended to engage young visitors and patients in the hospital and hopefully help reduce some stress and anxiety caused at having been there in the first place. So it was created by a company called ESI, an experienced design studio. And the installation centers around simple multi-screen interactions where children can do the creation and customize. And it's basically a whole what do you call it, hallway, or kind of a double hallway there, where once they create their animals, they'll see them again, kind of thing. So super cool, Sean. What else would you add to that?
I just love the notion of design, intentional design going into the hospital experience, right? There's a great story about the MRI machine invented from GE and for children, and it did its technical function technically, but children were afraid of it, and so the designers started visiting children's museums and getting inspiration from other places to make it more of an experience. And
Yeah,
again, it just showcases where you get inspired from is typically outside of what you're working on.
exactly.
Right?
That's why we do what we do, right?
Yep.
Sacagawea said she recently went to a major health facility with a friend for all-day appointments, and why can't adults have this experience too? And we say amen. I mean, you're gonna have to wait. How many times have you been to the doctor, Sean, and they actually see you right at the time that you check in? No, you still have to wait 20 minutes. Like, why can't they get that scheduling thing right? But if they can't, let's play on the wall with some cool stuff made with the Unreal Engine,
Absolutely.
Really great.
Making everything should be an experience now, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, totally agree.
All right, tell us about this one. You like this one a lot. I got the video queued up for us.
I did. Just again, creative inspiration, right? Seeing something unique and different. This guy gets an A+ for musical talent. I am a little nervous if my boss ever says, well, you need to be better at multitasking. Multitasking is a farce. You can't really do it. Well, this guy's playing 5 or 6 instruments at the same time with his legs, his feet, tipping his guitar, which
And
pulls
singing.
another part of his drum. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
But if you ever think, what can I do? I'm just one person. Well, you can be a one-man band and rock people with a great Beatles song.
Here we go.
Well, let's play the video.
And the harmonica. Yeah, come on.
I laughed immediately. Sacagawea said, I wouldn't be able to produce the music. I would trip and fall in a string and break a hip.
Yeah. Amazing. Keep putting
Totally.
stuff like that in. I love just quick inspiration because, anytime you think that you're overwhelmed and you can't do stuff and you can't multitask, just watch this guy and you'll be able to say,
Right?
I can
Yes.
do that. Oh, all right. If you're a John Wick fan and you've seen all 4 movies, there's only 4, right? Yeah. Then you're going to
Yes.
want to
I haven't seen the fourth.
I still struggle with it, but I love the choreographed fight scenes. Any good choreographed fight scene is a good movie for me. So I just actually saw Argyle this week. Oh my gosh, great movie, part of the Kingsman universe. Love it, love it, love it. So if you haven't seen it yet,
Cool.
Sean, you should go check that out. But if you want to get really into John Wick, go to Vegas, go to the John Wick Experience Tour attraction that's opening soon. I'm going to look and see when it's going to open. It is approximately 12,000 square foot ticketed attraction. Curated collection of best-in-class immersive experience, interactive attractions, events, and entertainment. It blends immersive theater and highly themed cinematic environments to create an interactive journey that transcends reality. Guests step through the doors of the Las Vegas Continental and into the fantastic underworld of John Wick, where they navigate a high-stakes adventure as well as visit a theme bar and retail shop to the general public. Now, to me, these are pop-up style experiences that are on par with very popular theme park attractions. So I would be a little bit worried if I was a designer for those kind of things, because these pop-ups are rivaling our Disney stuff and Universal stuff. So it seems amazing. It'd be even more amazing if there was actually real people that tried to kick your ass and you had to like do karate moves to get out of there. But like even just fake Max style karate moves to get out, and that would be kind of fun. So each group of guests will be tasked with specific missions, playing it out in unique ways with characters, mythology, and iconography in the Wick universe. They may rub elbows with Continental staff, assassins, crime bosses, and other curious guests like themselves. I mean, it sounds like an amazing immersive experience. You don't know reality from non-reality. It sounds cool. I would wonder if I mean how it's going to be super. I would imagine it's going to be super popular and also probably lead to more. Like, to me, they're upping the game. So let's see more experiences like these in more places. So what else do you want to add to this one?
Well, I will say I do love the John Wick movies. The first two were my favorite, but after the first one, I signed up for text communication. They had a really cool theme, messaging sign up. I give them so much credit because how many years has it been?
Yeah.
They still have my cell number and they still have activated it for every movie. And the messaging is brilliant. Like, the Continental is ready to welcome you back. And it's really cool. They've done a great job.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely would. If I'm headed to Vegas, I'm going to check that out for sure. But just in case you want to break up with somebody this Valentine's Day, Pizza Hut's got you covered, right, Sean?
They do. Don't take it personally. I guess it spells better than you can say it. You and I and Jose, we've continued to find almost every month. So one of the pizza companies is doing some unique, creative promotion, right, to keep things.
There's no bad
fresh.
ideas in their brainstorms for sure.
Absolutely. Yep. So for Valentine's Day, I know we're past, you could send a goodbye pie through Pizza Hut to someone that you were ready to break up with. It was their hot honey pie, helping break the news that you're dumping them. And Pizza Hut was trying to take over, partially own what was called Red Tuesday, which is the Tuesday before Valentine's Day, in which a person is most likely to call it off with his or her significant other. So you don't have to waste your money on gifts.
Oh, come on. Really? That's a thing?
I know. I learned
Who
it too.
knew?
Yep. Red Tuesday. There you go.
Well, I mean, again, no bad idea here.
No bad idea. Yeah.
Amazing.
But good job.
Any news on how many they sold? Because that would also be very interesting. How many people broke up this season?
Oh, yeah, brilliant. No, there's not, and now I'm really curious. I want to see if I can find that. Yes,
Awesome. All right, the sky is the limit with certain wattage restrictions. So, soaring 44 stories above the rapidly growing neighborhood in downtown Brooklyn is an all-new skyscraper at 505 State Street, and it basically symbolizes future-forward innovation in New York City. this residential tower will operate without the use of fossil fuel on site, embodying an optimistic step towards environment sustainability and reduced carbon emissions. The concept, of course, of all electric houses is entirely new. Single family homes have been all electric for years, for heating and cooling, cooking, and hot water. What sets this project apart is its scale. Applying these technologies to the dizzying heights of a New York tower with 441 apartments presents a new set of challenges, which may have been taken on by the project designer at Alloy, a real estate development firm comprised of many architects. So typical skyscrapers rely on a complex web of gas pipes and boilers to meet their energy demand. For 505 State Street, this equation was flipped. The architects and engineers had to reimagine every aspect of the building's infrastructure, from sourcing high-capacity electrical lines to designing hyper-efficient, entirely electric HVAC systems. It seems like their proposals were like, unless you can do this 100% totally renewable energy, don't even put a proposal in for their subcontractors. So interesting, right? And hopefully they have enough what do you call it, electrical charging places for their residents.
That's right.
And I hope that they design them great.
The commitment to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing I love about it. It's like, okay, we're not gonna concede to percentage of sustainability. You either follow what we want or you don't bother showing up.
It says once complete, 505 State Street is not just for New York City and Brooklyn, but for the entire industry. It's kind of a watershed moment. It'll become a precedent for electric powered buildings. And even at scale, the skyscrapers especially have achieved its goals of operating 100% renewable energy. So let's see how it works.
Just with all of the amazing situation of office buildings that are half full, so on and so forth, fear of people moving out of cities, is this type of residential development something that will bring in the next generation of
encourage people,
residents to want to be in the cities, right? It's interesting.
All right, tell us about the scary thing that Google's wanting to do with Reddit. Reddit, of all places. Come on.
I know. So, and just time check for everybody. We've got one more final article after this one. But I am not a big fan of Reddit. I have a friend of mine who is all over it. I just have not been able to go down the rabbit hole. But I find the terminology that this article is stating between Google and Reddit is really interesting. So Google has struck a deal with Reddit to allow, I'm going to read it, to allow the search engine maker to train its AI models on Reddit's vast catalog of user-generated content. So AI is going to be trained by what people are saying in Reddit. It's going to help Google better understand content from the site, and Google will now have efficient, structured access to fresher information, as well as enhanced signals that will help us better understand Reddit content and display, train on, and otherwise use it the most accurate and relevant ways.
It seems contradictory.
I guess technically I mean, could you not ingest the Encyclopedia Britannica, maybe? Something that's actually smart?
Or Wikipedia or something? Yeah, that's interesting because Reddit considers itself the front page of the internet. And I have to tell you that many articles that I get served up from legitimate news sources actually use Reddit as a source. Like they cite Reddit as a source. And I'm like, that is just some troll putting on their stuff, right? But I guess it's a lot bigger. There's a lot of stuff on there though, so good luck with that AI kind of parsing between the true and the untrue or whatever, Interesting
Amazing
stuff.
Well, it's at 60 million. That's essentially Google spending $10 on a donut and coffee. Right?
Exactly. Anyway. All right, this is our last feel-good story, and hopefully this will inspire you as well. So this wonderful woman posted this. She was turning 70, right? And she when she turned 60, she was overwhelmed by all the birthday gifts, and so when she turned 70, she wanted to do something to kind of sidestep getting the gifts and sorting out a guest list for a party or something like that. So she sent this email, this very simple email, to all the people that she loves. She said, "Dear person I love, having just rolled past 69, I'm thinking about the large number looming on the horizon. To honor that large number, I want to log in 70 experiences with people that I love. My goal is to say yes to whatever you might propose, no matter how big or small, anything from a cup of coffee to a trip to a national park, from a walk in the woods to a Broadway show, from a manicure to a dance party. But please, no thrill seeking, no roller coasters, no bungee jumping, and nothing that involves a shark tank. I look forward to saying yes to your proposal, to a calendar full of one-of-a-kind events, and enjoy memorable moments with you." Once she hit send, she said her family went crazy for it, and the responses just multiplied over and over, and she filled her 2023, her 70th year, with some really amazing experiences. So she kept a journal of this ambitious undertaking. As offers came in, she added them to a master list, and despite the distance, a full schedule, and plain old inertia, she did a handful of new experiences each month. And she says in the article, "Though I did not visit a nudist colony, hang glide, or eat insects, all of which were suggested, I hiked, kayaked, picnicked, rode the ferry and train, drank steaming cups of coffee and chai, dined out, listened to live music, visited museums, danced, attended library events, confab with the Riding Pals, road trip to LA, and traveled overseas to stay with friends in Europe." That sounds like a first quarter for you, Sean, or at least the last quarter of last year. Yeah, using creativity when it comes to birthdays is amazing, and I believe as I've experienced getting older, I want to be more creative with whatever we do, whether or not it's an outing, whether or not it's not getting any gifts, just getting advice, whatever it may be. We are big proponents, Sean. You and I, at least, are big proponents of think about something creative to do with those milestone birthdays, right?
And just get out and see something different, right?
Exactly. Okay, so we are that basically wraps it up for us here. Hold on, let me go back to our main screen here. We appreciate you all being with us today. Sean, we're going to be back when? We're going to be back on
first Friday of April, right?
First Friday of April, which is April 5th. So we're really excited about that. And until then, if you have anything that you want to send us, please send it to brainstorminabox at gmail.com. And until then, Sean, thanks for another great report. It was amazing.
You bet, buddy. Thanks for plugging in all the cables.
Yeah, we're going to upload this. Plus, we also forgot to upload last month. So we're going to upload last month's and this month's to our YouTube channel today. So you can check that out. And again, if you see something inspiring out there, please, by all means, send it to us. And we'd love to post it. Thank you all for joining us. And we will see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Thanks, everybody. See you, pal.